Hey, good afternoon, Mel High School. This is Dr. Foster coming to you with Bulldog eNews for the week of March 28th, our final week before spring break. And students, it's a 4-day week for you. More about that in just a second. So, first eNews video that I've done in a couple of weeks. So, a lot of things to catch up on. So, I'll dive in without further ado. Got a lot of information to cover. So, students and families, here is the breakdown of our purple and gold rotation for the next couple of weeks. Obviously, those weeks are split by spring break. So, a couple of things to point out here. First, Parents Friday is a non school day for students. So, students, your spring break officially begins on Thursday afternoon at 2:20. After we have 4 great days of instruction and 4 great days of learning. A reminder that next week, our building is closed for spring break. That's April 4th through the 8th, and we will resume classes on Monday, April 11th, with a 5-day week. All right. Also, want to point out we have been sharing our end of year events calendar for the last few weeks and updating that each week. Want to point out that this week, Thursday the 31st, is the end of the fifth 6 weeks. So we will be posting that last progress report. Students, want to remind you that the sixth 6 weeks period ends the spring semester, and those grades will post to your transcript. And those grades are final and will calculate into your GPA and will be posted to your permanent transcript. So it's an important time in the school year. Also, want to point out for all that the last day of school has officially been set at May 26th. So the board did make a decision to waive 3 days that were missed. So the last day for students remains Thursday, May 26th. Seniors and senior families, we should know a specific graduation date and time this week. We're hoping on Tuesday evening. The board is going to deal with some things outside of student assignment. They're going to be having a student assignment public forum, but also voting on some consent items. And one of those we anticipate is graduation schedule. So as soon as we have that formally finalized, we will share that out. So look for information coming from us this week, probably Tuesday evening or Wednesday morning. Seniors, a really exciting set of scholarships that are available to you from the PTSA and Alumni Foundation. Read about those right here below. Also, this information was added to your Google Classroom, and there's a link right here. Students and families, I shared this last week, but I didn't get a chance to talk about it. Want to make it very clear. We should not be having deliveries from DoorDash, Uber Eats, etc. to campus. We cannot accept them, so please don't order and please don't have them sent to campus. Students, want to remind you it is time to complete your ILP. We have a couple of classes that have done really, really well, a couple of classes with some work to do. Want to remind you that's something that should be done each year that you're in high school. It has to happen to graduate. Seniors, you're doing a great job rocking out your backpack defenses. If you're one of the seniors that has yet to defend your backpack or get that schedule, you need to do so ASAP. Also, regardless if you've completed your defense or whether you still need to, Mr. Daniel needs your shirt size. When you successfully complete your backpack, you get a t-shirt, which is awesome, but we need to know what size you would prefer. Juniors, want to remind you that we've sent out information on Junior Book Awards, which will be handed out the night of our junior celebration, which is later on in April. The deadline for those book awards is April 11th. Don't miss that one. Want to pass along the link for the weekly counseling newsletter. Lots of great information. Please check that out. There is the button right there below. Seniors, the PTSA have been selling senior yard signs for weeks and months. The deadline to get a personalized yard sign has passed. However, if you still want to get a yard sign, you can do so. Click on the link right there below on the screen. Students, want to remind you that the cost of ordering a yearbook went up on March 1st to $60. However, you can still get a yearbook to commemorate and honor this very unique historical type of year in and around Male High School. Excuse me, lots of things going on in athletics next week and a couple of things to celebrate there specifically. And typically, I don't read the specific student shout outs, but there's a number of things this week that I would like to highlight. And I want to start with the PTSA and thank the PTSA. This past Friday, we had our Bulldog Bash, which up until COVID had been an annual celebration. So obviously, with the last 2 years, That's something that we haven't been able to do. So this past Friday, we celebrated, I think it was 680 students who had earned all A's and B's, and or perfect attendance in the fall semester. That's fantastic. In a very challenging, difficult year, that many students that are thriving and working hard and coming to school each and every day, a fantastic accomplishment. So a shout out to those students. Congratulations. We appreciate your hard work, and we appreciate the PTSA for making this happen. That's a really, really special celebration for our students. It was a cool day, but nonetheless, our students had a great time getting outside a little bit, getting the chance to visit with each other, and we look forward to doing that in the future. Also, we have a group at Mel High School called Raise Gold that raise money for childhood cancer. And so this year raised just shy of $14,000, which is fantastic. So they had a celebration recently on a Friday afternoon and evening, did a great job. So we appreciate their leadership. We appreciate their service and giving back to our community and to children and future generations. So great job to Raise Gold. Marching band is typically a fall activity, but we've had two groups within marching band, Winter Guard and Percussion, continuing to practice and rehearse and compete. So lots of cool things coming from both Winter Guard and Winter Percussion. So congratulations to those groups. We also have something at Mel High School called PBIS, where we simply set expectations for students, but we also pause and say thank you from time to time. So here's an example of a PBIS shout out that came out this past week. We want to thank Matthias for his work helping appear in the library. So students, your efforts, your kindness, your generosity, the good things that you do are certainly noticed. Also, this past week, our band program got to celebrate with a couple of our feeder traditional middle schools. So some pictures from that. A great night. You can see there's some normalcy coming back to school, especially in the world of performing arts. Also, want to thank Dr. April Brooks, who's now the JCPS Executive Director of Athletics and Activities, stopped by and visited with two of our teams, girls track and softball, this past week. So Dr. Brooks, it was great to see you. Thank you so much for stopping and spending some time with our student athletes. We also want to give a shout out to 7 students that had a chance to participate in the University of Louisville Honor Choir this week, and specifically Paris Tooley, who also got to sing a solo, which is a very, very big deal. So lots to celebrate. And our last shout out this week, I want to thank our head men's basketball coach and football coach for visiting Watterson Elementary and reading to students there. Literacy is a huge part of the educational process, and really appreciate our coaches modeling that to young students across our community and across our school district. So students, here we go. 4 days this week. Let's make the most of it. Let's have a great week. Don't forget, we've been focusing on making sure that we are wearing what we're supposed to wear to school every day. Cell phones and earbuds are put away from 7:40 until 2:20. And we want to make sure we're on time to school in each and every class. So let's make it a great week before spring break. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon.